Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be telling you 5 short ways to get your F-1 visa rejected. And I'm a firm believer that if you know these 5 things that can get you rejected, then you can go ahead and avoid these 5 mistakes on your day of the interview and during your whole visa application process. Now I know a lot of you guys are doing this process right now as I make this video. So here are those 5 things that will land you into the rejection zone, and these are the things that you want to avoid. Okay, so the first tip over here is to show intent to settle down in the United States. See, that's the worst thing you can do, to be very honest. This is the reason that most people get their rejections. And let me tell you why they get rejected. Because you are applying for a non-immigrant visa. Who's a non-immigrant? Who's going to the US temporarily, but they're gonna come back to their own country. And you're telling them that you probably will be working a job over there, or you probably want to start working or build a career in the US, build a life in the US. If you do that, even if you do that indirectly, and trust me, a lot of people think they know this point, but they indirectly land into that zone, and it's a trap that the visa officer wants you to fall into. So avoid that at all costs. Trust me, I know all the people that I work with, they will always get this question: what are your plans after your master's, after your bachelor's, after your PhD? What are your plans after this degree? They will always ask you this question. They might ask you indirectly, but this will come up. And I guarantee you, if you tell them that you want to stay in the United States post that, you just got your visa rejected over there. 214B it's called. Okay, let's move on to the second point over here, and that is to show that you have a lack of funds, or you're intending on paying your tuition by doing on-campus internships or jobs or anything of that sort. See, you are not expected to work for money over there and pay your tuition with that money. That's not how it works. You're expected to already have the money, and I know it doesn't add up a lot of times. You may be a very hardworking person and you may go ahead and get that on-campus job, but the visa officer is more concerned about what if you don't. So that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. You have to show them that you have the finances right now. Doesn't matter, take up a loan. There's other ways to go about it, but in general, as long as you have the money in your accounts, you are golden. Otherwise, if you're showing them a lack of funds, then that's your second way to get rejected. Point number 3 over here is to show ample amount of funds. You're showing them 2-3 times the amount of funds on your I-20, but you're showing them the wrong kind of accounts. You're showing them in the accounts which are illiquid. You can't really take that money out tomorrow if you want to. Or you're showing them in current accounts, which are basically accounts for business, so that money may be fast moving. You may be, you have that money in your account today, but you may not have it tomorrow. All of these things will get you a rejection again. And this can go much deeper, and I personally like to look at it on a case-by-case basis, really drill down and understand what kind of accounts the people are using and working on. And I can take a look at yours as well, but in general, the whole scenario is to avoid illiquid funds and avoid the wrong kind of accounts. Point number 4 is to lie on your DS-160. A lot of people would lie on the DS-160. I've been unemployed for the past 6 months, but you know what? I'll just write over here that I'm a student. It doesn't work like that, man. If you graduated in 2020 and till now you're doing nothing, you are unemployed. You have to tell the truth, because otherwise it will come up in the interview and the officer is going to think that you're trying to lie, you're trying to forge something over there, and that's going to be a problem. There's also a problem of mentioning or not mentioning the wrong kind of relatives. Should you mention them? Should you not? In general, if you're not an expert at this, always mention all of these people that you may be related to, and they're in the US, whatever their status is, whatever their visa status is. And chances are, if you have very close relatives like your brother, your sister, your cousin, who are in the US right now, or they're on a green card or an H-1B, they will always come up during your interview, and you're gonna have to tackle that some way or the other. Point number 5 is to provide baseless answers with no substantial reasoning. For instance, the officer might ask you why this university, and if you're telling them, look, I'm not really sure, I just got 2 admits and I just picked this one because I felt this is the better ranked one, or in general I just don't really have any preferences, it was just the cheapest option I could find. So that's also baseless in general, and some people don't really have any answer for it at all. I still gave at least 1 or 2 answers. In general, you want to avoid baseless answers like that in order to make sure that you don't get rejected on the day of your visa interview. Alright, so these are the 5 things you can do to get your visa interview rejected. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care.